Well, hello, you late birds. Hello, hello, hello. I just thought that we'd come on here and talk some shit, play some music, see what's going on with P-Diddy here. But I'm going to wait until some people get into the room because I didn't give any type of notification that I was. Uh-oh, somebody's waiting in the other room. Oh, maybe I should go into the other room. Okay. Okay, let me see. There's all right, I think I'll go to the room. Oh no, here you guys are. Okay. Hey. All right, let me get out of YouTube. Okay, are you guys oh, this is YouTube. Okay. All right. All right. Hey everybody. So what the hell is going on with P. Diddy? What is going on here? I'm gonna put some makeup on and put my eyelashes on while we talking shit. But what is going on? Hey y'all. Okay, so listen to this. It says that there's somebody. So, I heard allegations of P. Diddy liking men, but on February 26th, producer Rodney Little Rod Jones alleged he was subjected to unwanted advances by P. Diddy at his direction. What are we saying? What are we saying? And he said, and that he was forced to engage in relations with sex workers that Combs had hired. Okay, now have you guys seen how crazy 50 Cent has been acting and all the crazy shit he's been saying? The audio? What's wrong with the audio? The audio is bad? Okay, so check this out. Is the audio okay, you guys? Um, okay, so this man says he has video and audio evidence of Combe, his staff, and others engaging in serious illegal activity. And the producer says that he was sexually harassed. This is a man. He said he was sexually harassed by Sean Puffy Combs here. And he says, and then there's Casey or Cassie, what's her name? But look at this. Hold on, y'all. What y'all doing up so early? Good morning, everybody. This is literally the time that I get up. Sometimes early, most of the times earlier. But I wanted to kick it with y'all and tell you some stories like about the murderer that I dated. But first, I wanted to see what was going on with Sean Puffy Combs. I love these little things. All right. It says here the lawsuit. Okay, what else? So then we have Joey Dickerson Neal. Now, Joey, is this a Joey, a girl or a boy? Joey filed a lawsuit. Oh, this is a girl alleging that he drugged her, sexually assaulted her, and secretly reported the assault while she was a college student in 1991. Right? More women are coming forth. There's an anonymous plaintiff too. Uh-oh. So basically, what's going on here, you guys, in a nutshell, is Sean Combs, a rapper and music mogul, credited with helping launching the careers of some of the biggest stars in recent years, also formerly known as Puffy, has undergone a myriad. Oh, wait, hold on. What? Federal agents with the U.S. Homeland Security raided two of the rapper's houses in Los Angeles and Miami on March 25th as he faces a string of various accusations. Right now, Combs has denied all these accusations, but yeah. Oh, so here it is. Sean Puffy Combs, a rapper and music mogul credited with helping launching the careers of some of the biggest stars in recent years, is now facing multiple civil lawsuits accusing him of sex trafficking, sexual abuse, and rape. So I looked up what is sex trafficking. Sex trafficking encompasses the range of activities involved when a person, now here it is, trafficking is the recruitment, harboring, transportation, provision, obtaining, patronizing, or soliciting of a person, okay? Transportation of a person for the purpose of commercial sex. Okay. Again, sex trafficking is the recruitment, harboring, transportation, provision, obtaining, patronizing, or soliciting of a person for the purpose of a commercial sex act in which a commercial sex act is induced by force, fraud, or coercion, or in which the person induced to perform such act has not yet reached the age of 18. Okay. Looks like there's three types of human trafficking: the sex trade, forced labor, and domestic servitude. Oh. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. I thought they were saying he's in some type of, sex trade with millions of people, or, he was taking people from Thailand. And that's what I thought that it meant. It's not looking good for him. Well, good to see you too, Sophia. Oh, so I want to talk to you guys about the Leo reading today, because Leos today, the Leo reading, a lot of them was talking about married men, right? And oh my God, I can't see. I need to put my eyelashes on and I can't see. I can't see. I'll try to do it the best I can from memory, but uh-oh. I think I'm doing it right. I can't see though. So we were doing a reading in the Leo video, and all of a sudden during the reading, the Hierophant pops up in the middle of the reading. And the Hierophant is, am I poking myself? So the Hierophant, represents marriage. And how many, was anybody in that reading this morning? I just feel some kind of way about, as a reader, when I see people with married men, you know, and I mean, I'm not supposed to care, I'm supposed to be professional, but I am, I'm human. And I just feel like that is so disrespectful. And the karma, damn, this hurts. I need to put some oil or some lotion on here. Oh, that hurts. All right, I'll go back to the earrings. But I just kind of feel like to purposefully hurt another human being when, I mean, sometimes we hurt each other and we don't mean to. We're humans. And we're gonna do some shit that we need forgiveness for. And it's like, oh girl, I'm sorry, you know, sorry. And hopefully we have a forgiving heart. But to purposefully to know that somebody is married. Now, see, first of all, what I guess a lot of women don't know is all married men tell you, I'm putting on some nails. These are my pop-on nails. They're so pretty. Now I'm going to put on the middle and the thumb. And you guys want to see it? I'll do it in front of you. So first I have to see if this one is the one that fits because you get a lot in the container. So once I know it's the one that fits, I take this wonderful glue. It's by Kiss Maximum Speed. It works really good. It's just that these nails, they don't pop off, but at this length, they break. But last week, the nails that I had on, they were perfect. But anyway, I just feel to purposefully hurt another woman, you know, um, to know that you're wreaking havoc in somebody else's world, especially if they have kids with each other too. It's like, I just feel like it's morally wrong and it's selfish. So, so, yeah, they do kind of pop off, but my nails pop off when I get them done professionally too. And the nail shop is really far because I live in the country. And it's cool when I drive down there to get them done, but I really don't be wanting to go back 2 weeks later. I don't want to drive that far out. So I just let them just get bad and bad and bad. And I see this one is too big. And it's something to do. But anyway, so this girl left a comment and she said, so I saw in the Leo reading that quite a few of them were dealing with a married man. But to be real honest, I got lost in the reading when I saw the Hierophant pop up because we were talking about the relationship and talking about one thing, and then all of a sudden the Hierophant popped up, and then somebody in the chat room said, um, he's married. I was like, I would have never got that. I'm not even gonna lie. I would have never had said. I was confused though, because usually when you see the Hierophant, you have other cards to back it up. Like you might see that I might have, if I saw the Two of Cups or something like that, I would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all are gonna get married. But I wasn't seeing the cards like Two of Cups and stuff. I was seeing cards that were kind of funky, to be honest. And so then the Hierophant jumps up, and then people say, yeah, he's married. And y'all, it just wasn't one or two people. You can go look at the chat yourself. I mean, it was a slew of people who were dating married men. And I just, I'm not trying to force my beliefs on people. People have a right to do what they want to do, but that hurts my heart. It hurts my heart that people don't care about hurting other people and families and stuff. And it's so disrespectful because to me, marriage is a sacred union that you do before your family, before your friends, before God. And you're basically making a vow saying, I vow monogamy to you. I met a guy yesterday that was telling me he was getting a divorce, right? All married men are getting a divorce. Don't you know that? Y'all don't know that game? All of them are getting a divorce. You know, that's what they tell. Oh, shit. I still got an old nail on here. I got to soak this in acetone before I can. All married men are getting a divorce. And it's really a I feel like I'm in tears right now because it's such a dishonorable thing to do as a woman. And it's a dishonorable thing to do to a family and to yourself. And to yourself, you know. I really have a problem with doing readings and I'm so glad that I don't get people who want readings about married men, you know, because that's not cool. So, now check this out. Are you ready for this? I I have a problem with doing readings for married men or women dating married men, but I'm totally okay with flirting with a murderer. You see my humanity? Isn't it beautiful? So let me tell you about the murderer. Story time. So, child, I have a crime station. Do you guys know that? How many of you guys know I have a crime station? Right? My shorts have millions of views. Does anybody in here know that I have a crime station? It's true crime, all stories. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know how to pull it up on the phone. What can I do to pull it up? I don't know how people find me because when you put the name in, it doesn't come in. So I don't know how to find. Oh, okay, hold on. Subscriptions. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. True crime, all stories. My biggest so far. My where is it? Okay, here it is. This is my biggest. The biggest. Can you see that? Oh, you can't see it. Oh. Anyway, it's at 2.1 million views. One of my videos is, and I'm so happy it went viral. But yeah, for some reason, people love true crime on YouTube, but I don't love it. I'm really inconsistent over there. But the murderer. Oh, you knew that I had a true crime station? Hey, Cynthia. I can't see anybody. Let me put my glasses on. So about the murderer. So I had a true crime station and I did a murder story on I'm getting the acetone off my finger so I can put a fake nail on there. So I had did a true crime story and this murderer was on there and he killed his wife. But I felt like he was innocent. When I did my research and I don't know, I felt like he was innocent and the cards were like, no, he ain't. And so I don't know why. I don't know. I felt like I wanted him to have the opportunity to give his side. So I contacted him in jail and I contacted him in jail just to hear his side of the story. But I really started to like him. was like, wow, I can't believe that. Can y'all hear me? I was like, wow, I can't believe that a murderer could actually be sensitive and sweet and like everyday people, real cool, laid back, funny. And so we started talking, right? I didn't know what I was doing. I guess I felt like it was okay because he was in jail, you know? And I felt like since he's in jail, he really couldn't do nothing. And I just found his crop. When I did the story on him, he had blew up somebody's car. He knew how to set a car on fire. He blew up a car. I was talking to somebody who blew up somebody's car. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. But I felt like because he was in jail, yes, Cynthia, yeah, there's a police report to back it up, right? So I'm just waiting for the acetone to melt this fake nail off. So he started talking to me about his life in the country when he was a little boy. And I would just listen to his stories. And he had this old southern swagger. He had this old southern accent because he was a country boy, right? Just so down to earth. It was the first time I had ever like fallen head over heels with somebody who treated me like shit. I mean, like my desire for him was very strong. And he treated me like shit. And I allowed it and gave him money. Why? I don't know. I just wanted the experience. I just wanted the experience. So every day, depending on when they let him out, he would call and we would talk 3 to 4 times a day. I don't know how we were talking 3 or 4 times a day because they are on lockdown. I don't know. Oh, I know. He was messing with a guard. Yeah, and she used to bring him food. Why didn't I catch on to him being a womanizer? I just completely ignored that. I didn't get it. He's out of his cell. Why is he out of his cell and everybody else is in their cell? I didn't get it. So he told me, he said, this guard that I'm talking to, I said, yeah. He said, when I get out, I'm going to be with her. And I said, when you get out, he really thinks he's getting out. He's at Atlanta City Detention Center. He really thinks he's getting out. Look, he told his wife, he said, he texted her. I have this on film, right? So does a lot of other YouTubers. It made the news, right? He told his wife, he said, you'll be dead soon. He said, stamp that. Y'all know what stamp that means? He told her, he texted her and said, you'll be dead soon. And stamp that. And then he said, and I'm going for first degree, not second degree. And then he told her, now go show this text to the police. I was talking to that person every day, talking about Egypt and Europe and traveling and monkeys and kids and mamas and work. Oh, you guys, he was such a man. He was such a man. I mean, I've never been in such masculine presence before. Just absolutely mesmerizing. And, this happened a long time ago. So, but, I mean, absolutely mesmerizing. And I was treated like shit and loved it. Now, I tell you this, I would not allow somebody to treat me like shit in everyday life because I know better. But I can understand. I shouldn't say that. I better not say that because people look up to me. Like Rihanna said, she had to leave Chris Brown because there were little girls looking up to her. And she didn't want little girls to think that it was okay to stay with somebody who put their hands on you, you know. But so he told his, I gotta go get a tool, you guys. He told his wife, he said, you'll be dead soon, and I'm going for first degree murder. He told her, and stamp that and go show the police. And that part made the news when he said, you know, stamp that and go show the police. It made the news. So I reached out to him and I said, that I was a vlogger and I wanted to hear his side. Now, his side is that his wife was a prostitute. But see, you knew that before you killed her. It's like he got with a hoe and tried to make her a housewife, right? I mean, y'all, when I say that this girl was disrespectful on social media, I was like, that's your wife? She, ooh, I mean, she do the booty dance in her drawers. And I mean, she will like shake her ass towards the camera in a very vulgar way. It wasn't, you know how sometimes somebody's kind of teasing you with the booty dance? It's like a little tease. She was vulgar with it. She was like saying, come get you some. That's different. Twerking to just be, twerking is different than twerking to get you a client. Hold on, you guys. I don't want you to see my fat ass. I'll be back. I gotta get a tool. Come on. Come on, Basha. Come on. When I say that his wife was vulgar on social media, I mean vulgar. This girl, I mean, I felt sorry for him when I found her Facebook page, her TikTok page. Damn, this is really in here. This, um, damn, it's really on here. I'm gonna have to just let it soak down. I was not expecting this. So she would, his type is women with a lot of kids who's hoish. That's his type. Women with a lot of kids who's also a hoe. Um, Now, what people don't know, what he told me is that her pimp had actually shot up his car. Her pimp shot up his car. And also, God damn, the pimp shot up. I want this to be off of my nail. I Oh, I let it soak too long. I let it soak too long. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna see how funny this shit is if I try to do it on camera without being in front of a mirror. This is gonna be hilarious because y'all know I'm blind as fuck. This is gonna be hilarious. Lord Jesus, what am I getting ready to do here? Is this even the right direction? See, I can't see without my glasses, and it's too far. So he tells her, "You'll be dead soon." Uh-oh. Where is it? Oh man, let me go put this on in the bathroom. I'll be right back. Hold on. So he told, I know I look funny. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna go and put the other one on in a minute. So, oh, I should let it dry now. It is just okay. I'll put it back in. So, her pimp was the father of one of her kids. She had 3 kids, and then he went to jail. The guy who I started talking to went to jail, and she got pregnant by somebody else. Yeah, and they're married. And he said that he's come home and a man has been there, and another man started to choke him over because the wife was like, I mean, she was a hoe, but that's what he liked. That's what he liked. He liked hoes. And so I got to put my other eyelash on. Doesn't that look funny? So one day they got into another argument and she uploaded something on social media that was very vulgar. Like she shook her ass in front of the camera and was vulgar. And he said that his family would call him and say, "What? why did your wife post herself doing that? Like she would do the booty dance in a very vulgar, inviting way because she was a hoe. That's how she got her money. But he didn't have to, she didn't have to work because he was a truck driver and he paid all the bills, got them a big, pretty house, but she still wanted to be a hoe. I don't know. Shit. I don't know what that girl's problem was. I really don't. But that's what she wanted to do, you know? And see, and like I told him, she got a right to be a hoe if that's what she wanted to do. You should have left her alone if that's not what you wanted. She got that right though. And he said that every time he would try to walk away, she would pull him back in and say, I'm not going to do that no more. I'm sorry, I'm a change. And, oh, goodness. Wow. Wow. This is really hard to take off, y'all. All right, let me go put the other eyelash on. I'll be right back. So they had a very toxic relationship. And when they first met, he was already with this girl, right? And he was already with this girl, but the girl that he was with couldn't have any kids. And this man that we're talking about is a Capricorn, and all he wanted was really to be a father. That's their objective, right? So um, he met the girl, not met her, but he saw her on Facebook and saw her illicit photographs and stuff and still went for her. I'm like, well, did you think she was going to change? You know? Uh-oh, is one falling off? I can't see. But anyway, so they started going out. Oh, shit. Hold on, y'all. So, according to him, the girl that he was with couldn't have any children, and all he wanted was to be a father. So he saw this girl who he ended up marrying on Facebook. She had 3 kids. He was like, damn, she's fertile. Uh, and she was a hoe. That's his type. So he started going out with the new girl. And she went out and got pregnant by another man. They never had any kids together. So anyway, to fast forward to what happened that evening, she uploaded something derogatory on Facebook or on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram once again. And according to him, he came home from work and he he came on his lunch break from work embarrassed by his family again that his wife was being vulgar on social media, something that she's done, before they got together. So I don't know if I can put this on without a mirror, but uh, um, yeah, she uploaded something disgusting again on social media, and so he came home and supposedly they had an argument, and in self-defense he killed her. I never met anybody, at least anybody that I know, that had killed someone, not that I know. And I saw the news coverage, and I went to TikTok and I saw the TikTok coverage, and somebody in TikTok, 'cause TikTok be getting the 411. Somebody at TikTok said, this is the jail that this person is in. And so I looked up, I went to city records and I looked up the first and last name, and I saw the police reports because that's a public record. And I contacted him and we started talking for 6 months every day. But then at first, I was just drenched in his masculinity, like his take charge attitude. He was telling me what to do with my life, and everything he said was working out. He was just a leader. He was such a leader. I never seen anything like that. I used to hear Kevin Samuels talk about um, being submissive, and the black women would say shit like, "Well, give me a reason to be submissive." And he would be like, "Well, then you're not submissive." But no, those black women knew what they were talking about because I have never been submissive, but I was submissive to him. I mean, you couldn't help but be. He was such a man, so masculine, so take charge, and sensitive and sweet at this, not sweet, but definitely cool. I'll say cool at the same time. But as time passed, I realized that I wasn't getting any of my needs met, that it was kind of like all about him. And that's the kind of shit that Kevin Samuels preach. It's not about you, it's all about the man. Um, he was very masculine. I had said something like, I said, "Well, I'll do this and I'll do that. That would help take care of us." He said to me, take care of us. He said, "It's my job to take care of you, not take care of us. It's my job to take care of you." I never had any man say anything like that before. He didn't even believe in women like really how he thought that if a woman worked, she should work for her nails and her car insurance, something like that, you know. As time passed, I realized that my love language was not being met. And I wasn't, yeah, this was a long time ago, though. But anyway, I realized that, my love language wasn't being met. And although his masculinity was intoxicating, I had needs too. And I got tired of just ignoring my needs to just adhere to his. So I began to back out, but I could not really back out. I really couldn't. I couldn't. So, like, I had decided that I was not going to be with someone who ignored women's needs. Like, he was so masculine that he didn't even think that the woman mattered. I don't know. That didn't fly with me. It's like, yeah, I'll be your woman, but you have to understand that I need to be cherished. Nah. Mm-mm. But because we talked every day for 6 to 9 months or something like that, it was very hard walking away because we had developed a bond. It was very hard. And so we stopped talking for 2 months. And then one day out of the blue, he had called me, but I had blocked him. I had blocked the Atlanta City Detention Center phone number. I had blocked it. And yeah, I had blocked his number and went on with my life. 2 months had passed, and I kind of forgot all about him. But then one day out of the blue, he called me, and it was such a sweet conversation. The feelings that I used to have, all of them came back. And I don't know, it got weird. Come to find out, he had started talking to somebody new from jail. And like all the women, he's gonna go be with her now. Every woman he's with, he's gonna be with her after jail. He's besides, so it was really, really, really hard to walk away. And I would listen to tarot card readers after tarot card readers because he had found somebody new. And he wasn't trying to, he wasn't checking for me no more. He was checking for her. And I did not like that at all. And I did a reading on them, and I got the Queen of Cups and the Four of Wands. God damn. What? But see, he had told me, he said, I'm still in love with my wife, right? He said, I had loved her like I never loved anyone. And he said, I'm still in love with her. Because, see, after she got her pimp to shoot at him, he went back to her. I don't know what they had. I don't know what kind of love that was, but it was a love that turned deadly. There's a lot of YouTube videos about it. He's such a man. He's such a man. Just so masculine. Just, just masculine. Just makes you weak. Weak type of masculinity. A leader, a provider, a protector. One time I had got into an argument with somebody. He said, don't be getting into an argument because you know I can't protect you. I'm in here right now. He took that role very seriously. I wish I would have been taught that as a child. Nobody ever told me that a man was supposed to protect and provide. I thought it was just up to me. I didn't know that I could play a feminine role and have a man provide. I'm bisexual. So, um, he told his wife, "You'll be dead soon." And I'm going for first degree murder. And one day they had their last argument. Now, She had kids from a previous marriage. One of the kids, she didn't know who the daddy was. She fucked so many men without condoms, she didn't know, she couldn't tell you who the daddy was. She didn't have a clue. Didn't even know where to start. That's his wife. That's who he chose to marry. He said, well, I loved her. Sometimes love ain't enough of a reason to choose to be in a relationship. You got to look at other factors like, is this good for my mental health? Right? hmm So she uploaded something on Facebook, but you should see what she uploaded. She was shaking and she had the camera and she was doing another butt dance for the camera and her panties went all the way up. And you could basically see the crack and everything. And I don't know why they allowed that on Facebook or wherever she uploaded it, but it was pretty out there. So according to him, the 3-year-old was there because remember she went out, she had a baby by somebody else. So he came home and said something again about her uploading this trash up to social media. And according to him, she grabbed the gun and they fought for the gun and somehow the gun went off and she died. Now, what I don't understand is because I covered her I looked at the pictures and the Facebook photos and stuff for her funeral. They had enough money to get a carriage, like she was taken away in a carriage and stuff, but she doesn't have a headstone. I don't understand that. She still doesn't have a headstone. This happened in November 2022. I I couldn't get this man off my mind. And I kept thinking about the other woman and just became obsessed with her. I try not to do a lot of readings on them because that's not good for you. And so when we didn't talk for a long time and we started talking again, he was different. He had a new woman. I should have known that he was a womanizer. You know, I should have known that. I mean, what, you think somebody's going to be a murderer or not a liar? Why isn't this coming up? Damn. So I started sending him money and I felt like I had a friend and, you know, I had just sold one of my houses and so I was doing pretty good. And so I couldn't get him out of my mind. And he had really moved on with somebody else. He was getting cards in regards to me, like the chariot. That's really moved on. He's moved on. Okay. So I couldn't let him go. I had to though. Cause see, I don't know if it's because I'm a masculine sign, but I don't deal with somebody that got somebody else. I don't deal with that. And I think it's because all of the signs in my chart are masculine, right? Um, I think if I was more feminine, I may, because I don't. That's what I think. I don't know, but so I told him. I said, "Well, look, you got this new chick that you trying to see what's up with. Why don't you go see what's up with her? And you know, look me up at another time." Right? So I couldn't get over it, and boy, was I crying. I was crying. I mean, I was crying. I don't know why, because I felt like, you know, my friend was gone. That's how I felt. But anyway, um, I couldn't get over it. I couldn't get over it at that time. And uh, somebody has said that they went to church. I was like, oh, yeah, God could help me, huh? Child, I ain't picked up that Bible in years, but it hurt so much that I needed some help. So I prayed. I said, God, I asked my aunt a long time ago. She's like this Holy Ghost lady. Anyway, she said, to ask God to remove him from your mind. See, that's too big. That's too big. She said, ask God to remove him from your mind and to remove and to have his way with it. Um, and when I did that, I stopped thinking about him. I was free from the obsession as I was obsessed. Especially like when it comes to another woman in the picture. I don't know what it is about. If he would have just left and it was nobody else, I probably would have forgot about him. But you know, this other woman, that one, you know, and I didn't like that. It fucked me up real bad. And then, that's why the cards started changing for them. At first, it was nothing. This ain't nothing. But see, I listen to Milagros because she's always right for me. If Milagros said that they doing something and it's gonna be serious, and that's how it is. And that's what she said. So, so I asked God to take it away, and He did. I mean, He did. Like hours would pass, and I realized that I wasn't thinking about Him. But before that, I had this hurt in my heart that just pounded and throbbed in my head, in my heart. It just felt like hurt and disappointment. and sadness, and it was not moving, not until I prayed. And I had, so I had wanted to share that because a lot of people are hurting during this eclipse. Hopefully you're not hurting. But if you are hurting, try prayer. I didn't think God was going to do anything, to be honest. I thought I was just going to pray once again and not be heard. But I guess it's different when you pray and you're really serious. I guess when I saw that he's going to be with this other girl and they doing it for right now, I was like, well, get him off my mind. I don't need that. Whoever sent this to me, your Taurus is called Ivy's Solution, and it's hair oil. Can you send me another bottle? Tell me how much it costs. You don't have your contact information on here or how to get another bottle. The label is pretty though. It's called Ivy Solution, and boy, my hair has grown. Yeah, this shit is amazing. So, can you contact me to tell me how to get? Because my bottle is getting kind of short now. All right. What else did I want to talk about? You know what else I want to talk about? I want to talk about how many of you guys knew how bad I wanted a Scorpio for years? Good morning. You know what? Let's get Black Ink the fuck up out of here. The fuck is wrong with you? I don't know who the fuck you think you are. Stay out of my chat. Who the fuck you think you are? You don't come in here challenging me in my room on my channel. You must not know me. You must be new. Yeah. Um, so the next thing I want to talk about is money. But do you guys want to pull some cards? Or you want to hear some more true crime stories? Cards or another true crime story? Because I got one that is unbelievable to what that man did to his kids. It's up to you. What do you want? True crime or some cards? Oracles. I can't see. Let me put my glasses on. Cards. True crime. Cards. All right. Come on. I need two more to vote. I don't mind. Either way. Both? Okay. That sounds like a good idea. I'm erasing this anyway. As soon as we're done, it's like if you weren't here tonight, you don't know what's going on. All right. What is K vote? Okay. All right. So there was this. You do? All right. There was this man, and they lived in Bakersfield, and they had a nice church-going family, and he was light-skinned, and she was dark-skinned, and they had these pretty little yellow babies, and they just the cutest little babies and the cutest little house. And one day he said, well, let's do the cards first. Side hustle. Side hustle. It's time to get your side hustle on. I hear some of you have been slacking, but you got a good side hustle. Don't slack. Get it back, Jack. Go back, do it again, and get it right. You got a cool side hustle. If it's gone to the left a little bit, don't blame yourself. Just wipe off the dust, get back up, try again. Side hustle, my friend. Some of you got a real cool side hustle. Okay, put the card down. That's what I heard. Next card. Health is wealth. You need to start paying attention to your diet. Me too. Because health is wealth. Right now, you don't know because you're healthy. You don't know how wealthy you are because you're healthy. Just ask a whole bunch of people in the hospital down the street how wealthy you are to be healthy. Therefore, feed your body nourishment, vegetables, salads, the green stuff. Therefore, you're doing your part to take care of yourself. Okay, next card. See, it dropped. It's over. I'm channeling. Penny pinching, exhausted funds. Some of your funds are exhausted. And that's why you got to get your side hustle up and popping so that you can have some extra money. Okay. I see producer, music engineer. Some of you are producers. Some of you are engineers and you don't even know it. Get your music back up. Some of you have your music that could be your side hustle, or you have the ability to edit, edit videos, something like that. That's creative. Next card. Bad investment, stock market crash. Something you might have to take out a 401k, or you might have to tap into your reserves, maybe because there was a bad investment. I'm seeing empty pockets and potential loss ahead. So what's the advice? Broken, lost all material. The advice is to get this side hustle up and jumping off, right? I don't know what the side hustle is, but you might need to get it jumping off. Sophia, thank you for the $9.99. Appreciate it. All right. So let me tell you what this fool did to his kids. Well, first, let me tell you this other story. All right. There's this other story I want to tell you. So this woman was coming home from a night out of town in Tokyo, and she was getting ready to go into her hotel room. She came back, got her keys out, got her hotel card ready to go, and she turned the corner when she saw this woman sitting there covered in blood with a man behind her covered in blood. And she sits there and she takes a cigarette and she starts to smoke it covered in blood. And the woman was mortified. She was like, "What?" Now, this woman who was on the floor, she had this bizarre obsession with this Japanese character who loves with obsession, and so much so that the person would kill for their obsession. And Japan fell in love with this psychomaniac. They fell in love with her. She became like a celebrity because she wounded the men that she loved for love. Have you guys heard of that story? Did you see the pictures? Some people won't show the pictures. But anyway, it's a long story. I don't want to tell all of it, but to make a long story short, she fell in love with this man and she began to only want him. And she was obsessed with this character who was also obsessed with being obsessed with other people. When the man didn't want her anymore, she stabbed him. And then he started running down the hall and then she stabbed him again. And then he just dropped down and she was all in blood. And she sat next to him to just basically watch him die and lit a cigarette. And that became the headlines all across Japan. And she became a celebrity. They thought that that was cute. Now, the story that I started to tell you, all right. So it's this black man and this black woman in a city called Bakersfield, a city that I've lived in California, my hometown, my home state. I've lived in Bakersfield. It smells like manure and cows. It's a farming land. Farms are everywhere in Bakersfield. And it smells bad. There's a lot of gang activity in Bakersfield too, heavily populated by a Hispanic community. And most of the people are farmers, and it smells like manure everywhere you go. Fertilizer, at least in the morning time. The smell is so bad that the hotels there were really cheap, the motels there, and that's what made me stay there in Bakersfield because I was homeless at that time. And the motels were really cheap because of the smell. So anyway, there in Bakersfield was a family, and there was the mother and the mother's mother, Ernestine, and there were a 6-week old baby, a son, and a daughter, a 2-year-old daughter. And this couple were having problems, but they were the mother and her mother were very religious, sanctified folks. Well, what happened was one Sunday they didn't come to the evening service, and that never happens. That never happens. And so their friend decided to check up on them. Thank you, Sophia. Their friend decided to check up on them because they didn't come to work. And when she went to the house, nobody answered. Now, in the meantime, the husband, he said, I'm going out of town this weekend. And so this was the 4th of July weekend. Ouch, 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 ouch. Oh, ouch. It was the 4th of July weekend. And he had decided he was going to visit his family in Detroit. But remember, this is in California, right? So he was away. And while he was away, the lady came in the house of the people that didn't go to church. She found the mother-in-law shot. She found the daughter shot. She found the 3-year-old shot in the back of the head. The 2-year-old shot in the back of the head. And a 6-week-old baby shot in the back of the head. She was mortified. She did not know what to do. She called the police. They were mortified. And they had this really big funeral, and the father couldn't even walk down the aisle. He was like fainting. It was almost like the church was jam packed with these three little caskets on stage, a little baby casket, a little 2-year old casket, a little 3-year old casket, you know, on the stage, or on, not the stage, on the altar, whatever that is. Yeah, the stage up there, pulpit, in the pulpit, and the mama's casket was up there. The police did not know what to think. Who could have done this to this poor family? And it wasn't him, it wasn't the husband, because the husband was in another state, right? So they looked at the husband, and he actually had receipts. He The husband literally had receipts of showing him that he was in Detroit the time of the Bakersfield murder. And the police did not know what to do because the receipts were legitimate, right? So for a while, everything was cool, but then something made them really take a look at everything that happened down there. Come to find out, when the husband went to Detroit or Idaho or wherever he went, okay, wherever he went, he rented a car, and they found the car that he had rented, and they did a sweeping investigation of the car, and they found nothing. He was like, "You got the wrong guy. I'm over here in Idaho, Detroit, wherever the fuck he was, right? And here are the receipts to prove it." But when they pulled up the security footage for the receipts that he so-called had, it was his brother that was signing his name, saying that he was there. This man had premeditated this murder to the degree that he had orchestrated an alibi. That's how crazy this man was. So the police was like, okay, so how, if the plane shows you in Idaho, whatever, and you didn't fly back in until 3 days after the murder, how did these people end up dead? Well, guess what they did? They took his car that he had rented, and they look at the odometer, and it realized the amount of mileage on the car that he rented equal the amount of mileage that it would take to move from Detroit to Bakersfield and Bakersfield back. So he was the last person to have rented the car. They had not rented the car to anyone else. And every time you bring a rental car back, what do? They check the odometer or the odometer. And so they found out that when he had the car, for some reason, he had driven 3,000 miles in a 2-day trip. Like, how do you do that? How do you drive? How do you do that, right? Hello, Bethany. So, you know what they did? They took the car. Are you ready for this? And you know how many of you guys have gone on a trip? You know how many bugs hit the window when you're out there in the deserts? I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but sometimes when you're taking a long trip, you got to get the car washed because of all the bugs that come into the scene, right? So you know what they did? They took the car and they pulled out whatever that part is in the front part of the car where bugs can smash. I don't know if it's the radiator or the vent, whatever. They took that part out of the car and they examined all the bugs that were on the car because he swore he stayed in Detroit. And you know how they got him? They got him because he was the last person to have driven that car. And some of the bugs that were on in that car, the vent, were only bugs that lived in California. Like there was no way some of these bugs that were in the vent could have been in the vent unless he was in the tropical climate that those bugs required in order to live and thrive. Some of these bugs that, like for instance, here, like in the southern states, there are roaches that fly, right? Yeah, roaches that have wings in southern states, but you won't see a flying roach in California because that's not where they are. So if there's a flying roach in your vent and you're saying you were in California the whole time, hypothetically, then how did this roach that only lives in the southern states end up in your car and you were the last one driving it? Do you know they went to an etymologist to convict him of, or, I don't know, it was circumstantial evidence. But this man was so evil and so vindictive. The wife wanted a divorce and he didn't want to pay child support. That's what was going on. So he premeditated. He had days. So he thought about this murder when he booked the flight. He thought about this. He was a principal, an outstanding citizen of society. I mean, to think that he thought he was really going to get away with this. That's what blows my mind is that he really thought he was going to get away with this. He premeditated this murder to the degree that he booked the flight, he booked the car. All this time, he could have backed out. All this time, he could have backed out. Right, exactly, right? She said I should have been a detective. He could have backed out. Listen, y'all, he drove for a minimum of 8 hours. He had 8 hours to turn back around, but he didn't. He drove to California. He came in through a sliding door. His mother in law saw him first. He shot her 2 times in the face. His wife was still asleep. She didn't hear him. He shot her 2 times in the head. The baby boy was asleep. He shot him in the head. The little girl, the 2-year-old girl, was asleep. He shot her in the head. And the baby was right underneath his mother. He shot the baby in the head. All because he didn't want to pay child support. That story got 729,000 views on my crime station. Isn't that just simply disgusting? So, the last story I'm going to tell you is there was, um, so The murderer, though, that I was talking to, he killed that woman in front of her 3-year-old child. The child was there. Sometimes women really can get hooked up with the devil, and it's hard to leave the devil. The last story I'm going to leave you all with is this man named Gregory, Faith Gregory. They were the Gregorys. And he was very high yellow with those pretty eyes. And Faith was a pretty chocolate Hershey's woman, right? Hershey chocolate is sexy. And he had killed his wife and their unborn child and stayed in jail for 16 years. He got out of prison and started going out with Faith, but Faith knew what he had done. Her father was the main person who was um, fighting for him to get out of jail because he had a parole ministry and he wanted to help people on parole start a new life. So this man had killed his wife and stabbed her in the face and in the neck. And the father was really one of the main ones, you know, gallivanting for this man to be released and told the parole board that he would look after him at his church. The father was a pastor. And his daughter started falling for this man who killed his wife. And I don't know why that didn't scare her, but she said he gave her butterflies. You see how crazy we are in this society and how crazy we teach people about who to fall in love with? What does butterflies have to do with the appropriate partner, right? And I don't believe in the man and woman of my dream. I believe in the man and woman of my reality. So, to make a long story short, they got together, they got married, and 16 years later, for some reason, he took her to the basement and tied her up, brought the kids that she had from a previous marriage down the stairs, and the two kids that they shared together. He cut he cut Faith's face with a boxer, a boxer. He cut her face with a boxer and tied her hands and shot her in the foot and watched at right and made her watch him kill her kids. So he took the firstborn kid and shot him in the head, and Faith couldn't move or do anything. He took the second born, who these were not his kids, shot her in the head, and just left them there so Faith could see them die in the basement. He then took the other two kids and put them in the car and took a hose from the gas exhaust and let the carbon monoxide from the gas hole kill the kids. Um, and he said they were asleep when he killed them, and they just didn't wake up anymore. But he put them safely in the bed, and then he went and called the police. And interestingly enough, you guys, in my TikTok, because I have this story on a TikTok, and I have this story um, have this story on TikTok and I have this story uh, on my YouTube crime channel. Nobody has any sympathy for her. I thought that people would be like, that monster, how could that monster do that? But I mean, there's 5,000 comments and all they don't know who I am over there either. They don't know that I have a YouTube channel over here that I just love. I do this because I love it. But I get paid for that other channel. I get paid for this too, but not like the other channel. But nobody has any comment, any sympathy for her. I thought that people were going to be very sympathetic that this woman lost her 4 kids. They're like, she knew who she married because she called him a monster. And people were like, he wasn't a monster when he killed the first Black woman and her baby. He was a monster then, you know? They're not very sympathetic for her at all. All right, you guys. So that is it. How long have I been on here? An hour, 30 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed our little gathering this morning. All right, I'm going to go because I'm tired and I'm about to end the stream. Oh, I can't erase it because I got money. Huh? You guys, thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. God bless.